Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Daily Newcastle podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll know that us three can never ever start one professionally. Ever. Just ever. I'm joined by Nick. I was going to say Nasty Nick. I don't know why. Just EastEnders from like 20 years ago comes in, but you're not nasty
That's
at all,
how it's
Nick.
starting.
Nick's the lovely one. And I always call her Ginger Jo now because she's so pale. And me and Nick are so tanned
she's
after
just so
holidays.
Have you not seen my little bit of tan? Like,
No, you don't have a tan.
No, look, I look proper orange because of the lamp. To be fair.
I was going to say that's all right. Not Joe.
No, I was in the office today and someone went, "You've got a tan." I went, "See, some gingers do tan. I'm not 100% ginger. Maybe
I think we're lying here.
Yeah,
95%.
Anyway, there's lots of lies getting told in relation to Newcastle at the minute, isn't there? Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, we normally, for any regular listeners, we do a wild card Wednesday and it's all fun and games, but there's so much to cover with transfers and this whole Hugo Ekitike story, which sounds amazing in a Geordie accent. If that doesn't convince him to pick Newcastle, imagine Ekitike in a Geordie accent compared to a Scouse. You've got to pick Newcastle. But anyway, there's all sorts going on. I'll try and summarise it. So pretty much Newcastle were really interested in Ekitike. It was quite quiet. We'd already met with his agent. And then somehow the press or somebody or journalists or in the knows got a hold of it and was like, Newcastle's really interested. And all of a sudden, there was flight watch happening. There was Newcastle fans posting that there was a flight from Frankfurt into Austria, where the camp is now. And meetings were taking place. And anyway, it was true. It was actually right this time. Right? We were having negotiations with Ekitike. Anyway, what happens is we make a bid because we've kind of got things agreed with the player and agent. We're very close to being there. We make a bid. It's rejected by Frankfurt. We want more money. Shock. I think we bid something like 69, 70 million pounds. They want closer to 86 or something like that. So we're 16 million apart. And then out of all clubs, Liverpool. Who do they think we are? They make a bid for Isak, apparently around 100 million-ish, and say, if you turn down Isak, we will go and get Ekitike. Well, what is going on? I've tried to put it into basic information as much as I can. I've got very strong thoughts on Liverpool, but nobody wants to hear my voice for longer than 2 minutes 30. So I'm going to hand over to Joe. Just for 2 minutes 30 in, Joe. I didn't just pick a random number. It's just me talking for 2 minutes 30. First off, Joe, Ekitike, we've spoke about him loads in group chats. I've got no idea what has been said on the pod, what hasn't been said on the pod. Your overall thoughts and excitement levels-ish, and then how do you feel about Liverpool just putting the balls on the table and saying, you know what, we're bigger than you, we'll take him off you if you don't give us Isak?
I mean, shock horror. We're not surprised on the Liverpool front now, are we? But Ekitike, I'm going to try and keep it positive because I don't really want to talk about Liverpool. So that was my bit on them. But no, come on.
That's the Liverpool story, done.
We don't like them. We don't care. Bye. So yeah, Ekitike, come on. It would be an unbelievable signing, especially because I'm going to believe that we are keeping Isak. I'm sick of any of these rumours. Please God, let we'll be right and he is staying, because how exciting could it be seeing the pair of them playing for us? Yes, all right, we're looking at potential formation changes, we're looking at all sorts, but yeah, I'm pretty excited, I'll be honest. I know, obviously, like they've said that our bid now has been rejected, but it was always going to be. We've bid like 70 million, don't they want like 86 it's working out at? Yep. So it was like 100 million euro, so they were bound to reject the 70. They're going to push and push and push, but it also gives the opportunity for other clubs, not just Liverpool, I guess. I mean, Chelsea have got to enter the frame. Yeah, come on, man. They enter the frame for every player, man. Even just for a laugh. They're just like, boom, I'll put that on the table just for a laugh. But yeah, if we can pull this off, then it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And when I say if we pull it off, by the way, it's all down to where the player wants to go. You know, fine, well, this is very much agent-driven. Whatever's going to be not only the best deal, but is he just pushing for different clubs in England? Who knows? We all know he wants to move to England, but that's about as precise as it's ever become. He wants to move to England and play in the Premier League. So yeah, yeah, it's exciting, right?
Nick is excited, and then a little bit more on Liverpool. Are you more willing to talk about him since you married a Scouse?
Even less. Don't talk about it.
Even less. Don't give him any airtime. First of all, isn't it funny? Like, I was talking about this the other day this morning to a friend at the gym. The league are absolutely quaking in their boots at the sights of Newcastle signing players like this, aren't they? They are absolutely quaking it, and they're scared. They are scared. No one wants to see Newcastle sign two unbelievable strikers. But obviously Isak and then I can't ever say his name. It's like a Ekitike. It's a tongue
going down well with the Geordies, isn't it? There.
I think that's what it is. So Liverpool, but the other thing is Liverpool have been obsessed with Isak since the minute he came to Newcastle. So they've been convinced they've been getting him since the minute he signed his contract at Newcastle. So it's just a little bit embarrassing at this point. And I don't really want to give any airtime to Liverpool because no matter what we do, they always jump on the bandwagon. I am not shocked in the slightest that they said, "Well, you're not going to give us Isak, so we're gonna try and go for this person too." That's just what they do. Just what they do. It's just a threat. Bring it on.
It's almost like that Mr. Bean sketch in it when he's doing an exam and he's just copying off a person next to him.
I
It's
love
like
that one.
we're that person who's Newcastle, right? And you've got Chelsea. Hang on, Newcastle want Pedro. We better sign him. And then Liverpool looking at our paper. They want Ekitike. I think we better sign him. It's
Man
just like
United. Oh, they want Mbeumo. Oh, we're going to go
exactly.
for him.
We better get him
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
All
It's
right.
almost
Embarrassing.
it's pretty much stop Newcastle from signing anybody they want, even if it means we get somebody we don't particularly need. I think Liverpool probably do need a striker, which is the only kind of thing which worries us about this. I think it is important to give Liverpool airtime because it all hinges on their bid for. I mean, they want Isak. Most clubs, top European clubs, want Isak. That doesn't mean Isak wants to go. It doesn't mean we want to sell. But what is important about them doing that is saying, look, you either give us Isak or we're going to take your target. Now, I think it's clever in terms of Liverpool because I think Ekitike is a replacement for Isak, not this summer.
Yeah,
But
long
I
term,
think
yeah.
if Isak doesn't sign a new contract, then next summer it might be, well, if you're not going to sign a new contract, Isak, we've got to get money for you. And it's almost like Ekitike gets a year with Isak, he gets a year with Howe. So I think it's them looking at it and thinking, well, you're going to get rid of Isak next summer potentially if he doesn't sign a contract. Can we take him now when you get Ekitike? And if you don't do that, we're going to scupper your plans and you're going to have to give Isak everything he wants. And we're going to take Ekitike. So as much as I hate it for it's Liverpool and I hate what we're doing, if it was the other way around and Newcastle were doing this to another club, I would be so happy. I'd be on here giving it a biggin and laughing at the other club. So it's very good business-wise and it's very clever tactical play in the transfer market from Liverpool. But this does create an opportunity now to really, really, really send a message to the rest of the league. How about we keep Isak and announce a new contract on the same day we sign Ekitike? That would send shock. That's like Europe. We're keeping Isak. He signed a new 5-year contract. We've just signed Ekitike for 85 million. Come on, men. Who's next almost? It's an opportunity for the club to really stick it to the Premier League and the other clubs and to kind of set a message of these players aren't getting sold. And we are going to sign top class talent on top of what we already have. We're going to talk about in part 2 kind of where Ekitike, if he were to join, would play. I've got a couple of weird theories. I know people are talking about formation changes and all that stuff, but I don't know if we need to change formation, but we'll come to that in a minute. And we'll also talk about if another player could leave instead of Isak, because there's another player Liverpool's very interested in from Newcastle United. And there's been a little bit of talk about him going, we'll have to find out after the break. That's going to keep Nicola tuned.
Have I missed something?
Keeps you tuned as well. We'll go to Bioniq. I'll put it in the chat so Nicola can see what we're about to talk about.
No, leave her hanging.
And we'll be straight back after it.
Your body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now.
Back into the swing of it now. I know when to talk and when the advert ends. Right, so it's been mental. Even this episode's been carnage. We've just jumped straight into it and we've just killed 9 minutes straight away talking about Ekitike in Liverpool. So another player, just for Nick, who Liverpool are interested in, who could take off our hands to kind of supplement the fee for Ekitike, is Anthony Gordon. Now, they were linked with him last summer. They were linked with him at the start of last season as well. So could Gordon make way? And there might not need to be a formation change. If Gordon goes to Liverpool to give them the whole Isak and Ekitike palm off, and we take Ekitike, could it be Ekitike and Isak kind of changing between centre forward and left wing with Alanga on the right? I mean, that's a dangerous, pacey, skillful front three. If you are going to lose a player, I think the obvious answer is we'd rather lose Gordon, but I kind of want to get your thoughts on, would you be happy with Gordon going, or do you want to be greedy? Do you want to have 6 forwards? Do you want Murphy, Alanga, Ekitike, Isak, Barnes and Gordon? or are we happy to just give up Gordon just to keep Liverpool kind of at bay? What are your thoughts, Nick?
I'm not happy to keep Liverpool at bay at all. I want to keep everyone.
Okay, six forwards for Nick. Fair play.
It's not how it's not. We're not here to make mates. We're here to be the best in the league. So we're not getting rid of our best players. I mean, there's going to come a point where he is going to go.
If I'm going to lose anybody to Liverpool, I don't want it to be Isak and us get Ekitike. I'd much rather have Ekitike and Isak and give them Gordon just to kind of shut them up a little bit.
I get
it's
that.
It's an absolute if, yeah.
Yeah, I do get that. If it's going to be anyone, I would. I mean, I feel bad saying it. I'd rather Anthony Gordon go over than Isak or anyone else. But my firm answer is I don't want to lose anyone to keep Liverpool happy. Because at the end of the day, if this was the other way around, I wouldn't expect us to take that. Do you know what I mean? You'd go for what you want. So, no is the answer to that question, Kev.
Ooh, 6 forwards for Nick. She doesn't want Gordon to leave. She doesn't want to see Isak leave, and she wants us to spend 80-ish million on Ekitike. But I tell you what, though, if Nick gets her way there, that for me is the number one outcome, and I think it probably is for most fans. But I think we have to be realistic now. If we are going to make a record transfer signing, surely one of the big boys has to go, Joe.
That's the realistic thing, isn't it? But I'm with Nick all the way. I think all fans will be. Let's get real. None of us want to lose any of them, right? And again, what you said, Gordon is the obvious one. You're not going to want to lose Isak over Gordon.
Nope.
Some may argue, but if we lose Isak, we'll get a lot more money for Isak.
Good point.
But you've got a lot more player as well. So you've got to think about this. It's all like swings and roundabouts, I appreciate. But I think we can still get a pretty penny for Gordon as well. Gordon could almost counterbalance what we end up putting out for Ekitike anyway. So that's almost like balancing the books, if you want to call it that. Not that I know how that works towards PSR, but again, that's all the speculation, isn't it? But no, come on. The dream is to keep them all, and the dream is to just have the ultimate kind of attacking team, which is, we're going back to the entertainers years at this point, man. I think we're just going to play 3-3-4. Never mind 4-3-3. We're going 3-3-4, right? Here's me calling out for my 4-4-2 that I was craving. Sod it, I want 3-3-4.
It could come back. 4-4-2 could come back. It really could come back.
Man, you guys know how excited I'm going to get if he just plays it just once. I'll be like,
Ekitike played in a 4-4-2 last year with Frankfurt. It was almost like a 4-4-1-1, but it was lined up as a 4-4-2.
I'm calling it 4-4-2, me.
With Marmouche and Ekitike at Frankfurt, it worked really well. And then we lost Marmouche and it wasn't the same. And now we're hopefully going to take Ekitike.
So exciting, man. You're going back to the days of Shearer and Ferdinand, and I'm going way back now. I'm thinking Beardsley as well. But yeah, even the Cisse and Demba Ba.
Cisse and Bar days. Yeah.
I do miss that, and I know I do ramble on about the 4-4-2. It's just because I do miss having those two strikers. I think it's great, and I know all these fancy different formations that have come about, and there seems to be so many now that I've lost any kind of number formation. I think there was one last season that I saw there was about 5 different layers or 6 different layers or something. I was like, that's getting way out of hand, man. That's just people throwing numbers in all over the shop there.
Yeah,
so give me a 4-4-2 any day.
I think football now is so fluid as well. Even a traditional 4-4-2 now would almost be in possession would be like a diamond. You'd have a sitter, and then you'd have 2, and then you'd have a 10, and then you would have 2 kind of wide forwards with a 10. It's so fluid now, but a formation doesn't really mean much because everybody goes everywhere. But since formations don't mean much, let's discuss them for the next 10 minutes. If we get Ekitike, right? There's obviously the option of 4-4-2 and all that stuff. But I've seen some wild things thrown around from Newcastle fans. I've seen a 4-3-1-2 with Elanga as a 10. I don't even know if Elanga's ever played as a 10 before. I do like the idea of kind of a diamond, but I don't know who plays in the 10 and which winger you drop, or if you play no wingers and play Ekitike and Isak. It's tough. So I guess my next question is, can we actually all fit in the same team, or are we better off selling one of our forward players? Because if you can't fit them all into the right formation, if you can't play them, or you're constantly changing formations to get them in, and you can't get any rhythm within the team, we saw how impressive Newcastle can be when they get the rhythm. 10 wins in a row last season, 11 wins in a row, whatever it was. You can see what we're like when we start to know how we're going to play, and when everybody's doing the job, we're like a well-oiled machine. So can we actually fit in? If we sign Ekitike, can he play wide? I think he probably can. I've always said I would like Isak wide, but when he's just had 27 goals as a striker, so that's a brave move to put Isak back on the left with Ekitike. I genuinely have no idea. I mean, whatever Eddie Howe's cooking, it's spicy in it, because you're gonna have 6 forward players who we all love and trust, just integrating between each
He
other. which will be
obviously
immense.
absolutely knows where he's going to play him and how he's going to play him, hence why
Yeah.
he's interested in him. We're never going to know the answer to that. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, if he does come over the line, are we going to get rid of someone like Gordon? Because it's kind of looking more likely that now, because he won't go to a 4-4-2, will he? I don't know. Will he go
It's
to?
tough.
I can't imagine Eddie Howe going to a
That's the
4-4-2,
beauty.
but he's full of
Yeah.
surprises, so who knows?
He
We
did it at
spent so
Bournemouth.
much of more seasons doing 4-3-3, didn't we? Like, it gives us now so much flexibility, man. If you
I
think
just
game
don't know
in,
if a
game out,
4-4-2
we don't have
suits
to be so
Newcastle.
predictable.
Yeah.
But we don't know, and that's the
We
thing,
don't know.
isn't it? It could
Yeah.
be experimental. We could throw it in one game, might not work. Brilliant, we'll try a different one. And then, as I say, look at last season when we played Arsenal, we put 5 at the back, and it paid off absolute dividends. We went back to 4-3-3 the next game. Fantastic. I'd love to see a bit of that. Newcastle, don't get us wrong, we were unreal last season. Best season in our lifetime, let's get real. But the point is, the one thing I would like from us is to just see that kind of ability to be able to be so flexible and so kind of versatile, but to have all these options at the front, man. And like you say, you've got Isak who can play off on the left, you've got Gordon can go over at the right, you've got Ekitike who could also play off the left.
That's why I'm excited.
Oh man,
He's going to be switching up during the
Elanga-
game.
is
Constantly.
That's what I mean. That's it, Nick. You
Left
could
and right.
literally mid-game be like,
We're
you
just
go there,
switching
you
up.
go there. People will be so confused, man.
We're
We're
going to
just
turn
going to win
back
every
and Joe
single game.
Linton's going to be in goal. That's how much it's going to switch up.
Imagine,
though.
though.
Centre half, because you have to get him in the team. But
Bruno's going to be right back. We're going to just have a complete different side.
I think probably what the thought process was, probably before we get way too carried away, we're going to win the league by scoring over 200 goals, because I'm getting excited at what Joe was explaining with the fluidity and kind of just we can catch anybody out at any moment. I think probably what a realistic goal was, if we go back to the Ekitike interest, is we sign him. He has a year where he's in and out with team with Isak, obviously Champions League games, FA Cup, League Cup. I think it was 8 group games in the Champions League this year. Obviously 38 league games. There could be injuries. I think between Ekitike and Isak not playing together, as exciting as it would be, if we don't play together, we'd probably get enough game time each to be happy for one season. And then after that, you've got a decision to make on Isak. Do you give him a new contract and then have this conversation of, do we get them both in the team now if Isak's signing a new contract? Or is it, well, actually, end of next season, Isak's got 2 years left. Now's the time to cash in. And then we've got our backup already. Ekitike has been here. He's had a year under his belt and he's ready to go. I think that was probably the plan long term for Newcastle.
Yeah.
We'll cross the bridge of them playing together if Isak stays, was probably the plan. But with Liverpool coming in and like I'm probably not going to put it how I did earlier, because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say putting a such and such as on the table. The cojones on the table. Is it a case of we actually have a decision to make now then? Is it a case of we trust Ekitike from day one and he comes in and he replaces Isak and we've got £30 million in the bank? Or is it a case of we find a way for them to play together, we break even and get rid of Gordon? Or do we go down Nicola's route? We're £150 million down in terms of losses, but we've got 6 forwards where we can win the league and take a punishment the season after. That is an unbelievable question, and it's really kind of getting juicy with Newcastle. However, I do hate the transfer window because of this reason. I have no idea what's happening now.
Guys, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, is like
ruined it. It's
in meltdown. So basically, I'm all for we sign Ekitike and then we announce an Isak contract extension all in the same week.
Imagine.
That's what we need to do.
Just keep Liverpool on some strings.
Straight to bed.
Put another bid in for Ekitike, whatever. Let's get him across the line. And the next day, let's announce the Isak contract extension, melt them all down.
Nick should just call him Hugo, because I think she's never going to get the hang of it.
You're going to have to go down that route.
I can never say it, honestly. We've literally got Twitter on smoke. Everyone is having a meltdown. It's bad.
Well, the official news as of now is apparently Newcastle have turned down a Liverpool bid, which has caused Liverpool to up their kind of... I'm literally looking at it now. Sky Sports. Apparently we've turned down the bid, and now it's going to be a case of, right, Liverpool's going to focus all the attention on Ekitike and we probably lose out. That's the way it's looking right now. But I mean, anything can happen. If we've already met with his agent and we've already met with the player himself, he could be completely sold. And this is now like, I want to be part of Newcastle's first FA Cup. I want to be part of Newcastle's first league title in however many years. Or he could just look at the name Liverpool and think, well, I want to go there because it's Liverpool. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's an awful transfer
no.
window just because of rumours. I guess what I am going to ask lastly is, whatever happens, I think personally, you know me, I'm a happy clapper. I'm very positive. I think whatever happens, come the deadline, come the close of the transfer window, we will have players who want to be at Newcastle with the best manager we could possibly have, and we'll all be committed to the cause. So for me, I'm happy no matter what happens. I just want to say that for record. However, transfer windows, do we get rid of them and just let people make bids anytime? Because this would become more normal, wouldn't it?
No.
Do you know all this talk? This would just happen all the time.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
The
but
window
look how
opens
unsettling it
because
is.
people make
Awful.
stuff up.
That's awful.
People
Yeah.
just, that's
You know
what it
why?
used to be.
Because not a
That's what it
single
used to be.
player. Yeah, I know, but literally, I had this conversation earlier with Marcus and two people actually, because I was kind of ranting on about the length of the transfer window, exactly what we're going on about now, and the fact that it doesn't end until the 1st of September. Now, to me, which is why I definitely don't want what you just said, I think it should be stopped before the season starts.
Okay.
Or
I
on
agree.
the eve of the season,
Popular-
or at least
popular
something
opinion.
before
I agree.
it kicks off, because for me, it's just the unsettledness of any players, because the season kicks off and it happens every damn year. The season kicks off, you've still got players all up in the air, people's heads are being turned, they don't quite play right for their existing team, or some of them in the past, as we know, haven't played at all because they're scared of getting injured, in case it scuppers said deal. So can you imagine that all year long? That would be hell, man. No
Dude,
way.
I
No
can't
way.
even deal with the fact that we've got a month and a half left of this, and whether Isak is
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
be here, Liverpool, wherever he's going to be. Do you think I can handle
No.
that 9
Nobody
months?
could ever sell.
It would become
Literally
more
wouldn't.
normal, though. It would
No,
become.
it's unsettling. It's unsettling.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely
you
unsettling
just said
It's so
24/7. No.
unsettling.
Twitter/X is on fire, whatever. It wouldn't be on fire anymore because this could happen at any point.
No, it would, because it'd be oh, I nearly swore. It would be crap all year long. But it would, wouldn't it? Come on, man. I hate all the rumours.
But-
I hate stupid X. I hate everyone who rattles on 24/7
got a
about in the
theory.
nose and all this.
Imagine
Oh,
how
go on.
unsettled
I mean, I'm not.
Isak is right now.
Go for it. I'm
We're
not going to agree,
unsettled
but
because
go
he's being
for it.
linked with
You might not
100
agree, and it's brilliant to not agree, right? I don't want you to really agree with us because it's much
I'd
better
never agree
talking
with you.
people. I
Nah.
know, Nick. He just, if I say it doesn't agree, I could offer Nick £1 million. She wouldn't take it off me.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, my
Push
theory
and pull a bit.
is I've completely got my theory. What the hell's my theory? Right, here we go.
See,
Oh,
it's a lie.
crap.
It's a lie,
see,
Kev.
it's a lie.
Yeah.
All boys lie. All boys lie. I remembered it. Stop. So, at the minute, I've said that I'll be happy at the end of a transfer window because no matter what happens, whether Isak stays, goes, Gordon goes, stays, goes, Ekitike comes in or doesn't come in or whatever, right? When that window closes, we'll have, in my opinion, players who want to be there, who are committed with the best manager possible, regardless of who's there. I believe that. Now, imagine if there was no transfer window and it didn't have to close, but you had the loyalty anyway. That would be amazing. So
How are you ever going to feel that the
committed.
loyalty's there?
So because if the window's open all the time, you'll know exactly who's interested, who isn't interested, whether you want to go, whether you're putting a transfer request in or not. When there is a period of no transfers, because a club can't just do transfers every month, can they? They can't. It's impossible. You would feel
But
FFP.
they could just do it at any given time.
So Chelsea couldn't sign a player for 80 million in January, February, March, April, May,
Yeah,
June.
but Chelsea
But then
don't play by
not
the
that.
rules.
No,
It would be
but I'm saying
constant
if they did.
talk all the time. It's just the talk and it's the
They
crap
do.
and it's the
But eventually,
oh, no,
the players would be like to the agents. Eventually, stop coming to me. I've got this big game coming up. I'm not going anywhere. I didn't go anywhere last bid. I'm committed now. I think you would see commitment come back because we beg for the days of loyalty. But back in the days when we had players who were loyal, there was no transfer window. You could just make a transfer at any point, and they were just like, "I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Blackburn can come in whenever they want. I'm not going." I think it would actually bring loyalty back like it used to in the 90s, like it used to in the 80s when there was no windows. You would
I think money's ruined the game,
find people.
Kev. Sorry for being negative about
probably
it. But I
has.
think
It
money's
probably
ruined the
has.
game.
Yeah,
There's not as much loyalty back then as there was back then. There
Well,
isn't. Come on.
we've got loyal players now, mind. I think
We've got
Bruno,
some. We've had this
unless it's Real
conversation. We've got
Madrid or
some.
unless it's Real Madrid or Barca, I don't think Bruno's going anywhere. I don't think
No,
Joe Linton's
Bruno
going
isn't.
anywhere unless it's back home.
Isak could go. Gordon could go. I could name a lot of people who could go from our team, by
I
the way.
think in terms of Joe Linton, Bruno, Byrne,
Oh, yeah.
Shaw said he wants to end
I
his
think we've got
career.
about 5 max, I'll
Not
be
many
honest.
players say that anymore.
I don't see Isak going to a Premier League club though, guys. I'm just saying.
Oh,
He could hold out for going to like Real or something next season.
Generally,
couldn't he? Like, he could
I mean, my
literally.
husband has just walked through the door, and I can already hear him chuckling away. So it's just great.
I
But
only see
I hope he's
Isak
crying
at
later.
Liverpool.
so do I. I hope he's crying when we fucking sign Hugo across the bloody line, and then yeah.
Go on, Nick.
And then we announced
This-
an Isak contract
this
extension.
episode-
So yeah,
This
but
episode has promoted so much emotion. It's just emotion.
I don't see Isak going to a Premier League club. I really don't. But that's just my theory on that.
Oh, I hope
Again,
not.
time and time again, I've proved why I
Bruno
absolutely
wouldn't.
don't know what I'm talking about.
I think Bruno 100% wouldn't. That's the only.
agree.
I think that's
I
the
know,
only
I
person
agree
on
with
our team, by the way,
Joe
who
Linton
wouldn't.
wouldn't go.
But
I don't think. Yeah, I don't
Big
think.
Joe
Telling you
probably-
now.
Actually, yeah, the Brazilian boys. They're the
The
two that
Brazil.
wouldn't
He could have
go.
run his
Yeah.
contract down and got a move to like a Napoli
Could've.
or a Milan or something, and he didn't.
Agreed.
He's like, I want to be at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Just going to
So,
quickly reload
anyway-
Twitter
boys are the only loyal.
before we stop. See what the recent is.
Stay out of Twitter.
You have a catch up on Twitter, and I'm just kind of gonna try and put some sort of
Go on then.
kind of finish on this. So I'm so excited about Ekitike and Isak playing together. When Joe was talking before about a change of formation and intermingling and dovetailing, all that stuff, love to get thrown around, players playing in the half spaces, and you could have 2 10s with Alanga and Ekitike and Isak. Honestly, the things I see gets me so excited, and it makes me think, imagine having another £80 million player with a £60 million player with a £40 million player behind them and a £55 million player out on the wing. That to me is like, holy hell, we could potentially challenge for the league here. However, Liverpool being Liverpool and the big clubs being a little bit scared of Newcastle have brought it straight back down to earth of, oh, this means we could lose somebody. So I think, as always, before I come back to Nick for the most up-to-date Isak Ekitike situation, I think the best way we can put it is we're so lucky now. It's not the Ashley era. We're not just going to cash in on players for the sake of it. There will be a plan. I think the plan, personally, is to have all of them, like Nick said, and to really, really scare the Premier League. I think these people are businessmen in terms of who's running the club, and there'll be a backup plan of, well, we can break even if we sell Gordon, or we can have 30 million in the bank plus Ekitike if we sell Isak. There'll be a business side of it. And then I think there's Eddie Howe's side, which I just trust that bloke no matter what he does. So regardless of what happens, like I said, when that window closes, we've got the best manager in the league, in my opinion, and we've got players who will want to be there. So if Isak goes, he obviously doesn't want to be there. If Ekitike doesn't come, he obviously doesn't want to be here. When that window closes, we'll be all right.
And then we're done with him.
It's going
That
to be
line
amazing.
is drawn.
We said that about like Remy, and Remy came back and fell in love with a loan player, didn't we?
Mug us off once, you get away with it. You mug us off twice, no.
What's the update on X?
Craig Hope, how much can we trust him?
Yeah, ish.
Pretty reliable, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nothing in regard. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his surname. Hugo. Nothing in regards to him.
Hugo. Yep.
Just that apparently Alexander Isak's situation at Newcastle was very complicated. He was disappointed that what he thought was a promise of a new contract from previous co-owners was not honoured after they left. Obviously from Paul Mitchell, and obviously Newcastle are adamant they're not wanting to sell and are likely to offer Isak improved terms, but it's not yet known if he wants to sign the new deal. Also, can we just comment on how quick and how much noise creates around Newcastle once Paul Mitchell has left?
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I think we're better without a sporting director. There's a bit of randomness, aren't we, though?
I like the
Can we not do
stability.
better business without it?
But honestly,
Don't know.
The only stability we had, Kev, was when Mandy was here. Mandy left, and it's been chaos since.
There wasn't this noise. There was normal noise about Isak, but there was noise about a new contract as well. I felt it was a bit more calm about Mitchell, but to be honest, I don't know. It's hard to tell. He signed so many young players, right? In 5 years' time, we could have these people who were like kids who were like 21, 22 coming to the first team who he signed, and you're thinking, actually, he was brilliant. He did that at Spurs as well with Pochettino when they brought through players like Dele Alli and stuff. So I think Mitchell's time needs to be judged in about 4 or 5 years when them players are old enough to break into the first team. Have you found any update, Joe, in terms of the Ekitike Isak situation? Because it's just kind of just changing every 5 minutes.
I don't think we're going to get any real. I'm just going to hang fire until there's anything solid. Because again, it's just a case of loads of people in the know when they're not, and then news outlets kind of latching onto it. Yeah,
Keith Downey's the one to listen to.
I just want to listen to professionals at this point. I've got to be honest. So yeah,
otherwise
it's just recycled rumours, isn't it? Really, but yeah,
we better log off then. Anyway. If we're not professional.
Wow.
I am.
Well, no. We never claimed to be.
He looks really great in his first training session, by the way.
He does. He does.
Oh, he does.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He
does.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
Kev, I'm going to send you something after that.
Oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I have 2 children who may look at my phone. Be kind.
It's not that bad.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm proper John.
Anyway, let's just finish it with, hopefully by tomorrow's episode, right? Ekitike is confirmed. Isak's new contract started negotiating, and we're going to win the league. Right? That could happen.
Or by tomorrow.
I'm very excited at this thought. I can't wait. Anyway, listen to tomorrow's episode. We'll try and stay as up to date as possible. But I mean, in this case, it's borderline impossible. Adios.
Adios.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.